Hello YouTube. So today we're taking the Trans Am back to the drag strip. See if we can get it to run right. When I took it to the drag strip, it ran okay, but it was smoking real bad. And then when Chris took it, it didn't run that good. And the reason for that is because the wideband was reading like it was lean, so we kept jetting it up. And then it started cutting out. And Chris said it was cutting out. I think it was just getting too much fuel. So we put a different wideband in there, and it did start reading really rich. So now we've jetted it back down. It was smoking bad. The valve seals wore clean out. So I changed the valve seals. And also our rocker arms were hitting the rocker arms. The rocker arms are hitting the valve covers. So he ordered some valve covers, but they ain't gonna be here till mid next month. So ain't gonna have to wait on that. So I've got the valve covers bolted down, hopefully to where they won't hit the rocker arms. And we'll take her back to Kentucky Dragway and see what it does. This car turned all the way up. It should run a 5.3, 5.5, somewhere in there. And that's being conservative. But on 12 pounds of boost, it should run 5.9 at least. And we kept turning it up at the track, which again, we kept adding jets thinking it was lean. It wasn't, it was rich. The wideband was just reading wrong. The sensor was fouled out. But yeah, it only ran a 6.4. When I took it the time before he came down, I only had it on 8-9 pounds and ran a 6.3 at 112, and the fastest he run was 6.4 at 108. So yeah, hopefully the valve seals, the rocker arms not hitting, the wideband reading correctly. We had to jet it back down quite a bit, and hopefully we can get it to run like it's supposed to again. But we'll see you at the track. All right, top the oil off where it was smoking. I put it at 3,600 RPM launch. And then we're going to do 5 gate on the launch and 5 gate down the track, which should be, launch depends on the RPM. That'll probably be about 7 pounds of boost. And down the track, it should be 9 or 10. It's got a 5-pound spring in it, but the spring doesn't equal, what the spring is sometimes. This one, usually the 5-pound spring adds 4. But yeah, that's what we're going to try the first pass. We'll see y'all at the track. All right, no smoky smoke. About to go in. TJ's right there parking. TJ came with us. All right, here we are. Willis is coming in the gate. And then I forgot we have this on no prep setting, so I tightened up the rebound for it. All right, pass number 1. Well, it hazed the tire a little bit. It spun a little. So the 60 foot sucked, but they run a 637 at 112 back where it was before. I had it on 5 pounds this time, but you have to take away from that because it spun. But I ran it out the back, 985 at 139. If we can get that 60 foot down, yeah, we're going to turn it up a little anyway. We might only leave on that 5 pounds because we're on the no prep side. It's $100 because they're doing radial pump prep in the right hand side, and I didn't want to spend $100 to race today. So let's turn it up more out back and see if we can't get it to run a 590. We might try a little bit more on the launch. We'll see what it'll take. Let's see what the tire pressure is. Maybe we need to lower it a little bit. I don't know. All right, for this next one, I turned the gate launch boost down to 4. And then I turned it up to 9 on the gate going down the track, which should be about 13 PSI. Try that. Oh, and I lowered the tire pressure 1. If it spins this time, I'm going to loosen the front end up a little. Well, it's still spinning, but I'm talking to the camera.
Hey,
say hi, Willis.
YouTube.
Look at the reaction time though. Bam! But yeah, it's still spinning. I turned it down 1 pound on the gate pressure, and it spun, but it ran 0.15 faster, if I can recall. And it trapped a mile per hour faster, and that was on 9 gate, which should have been 12, 13 pounds. But if I could get this thing to 60, 1.3, how we can usually get it to 60 when it's getting traction, that would be a 6.0 or a 5.9.
Well, next time, Bo.
But I let off of it, still ran at 10.29. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to 60 anymore tonight. They're doing radial prep right lane, and then left lane, they really ain't even prepping it, man. So it even spun on a 148 with just 4 gate and 3,600 RPM launch. If I turn it down anymore, it ain't gonna 60 no better. So might as well just leave it there. We can try to turn the boost up a little bit and see what that does. But I think it's still too fat because at the top of first gear, it's either too fat or I'm hitting the limiter, which I did lower the limiter to like 7,400, but it shifts at 68. Maybe I'm not shifting fast enough and it's hitting the limiter. I don't know. I think it's too fat and it's cutting out. It does okay in second and third, but in first gear, right when the shift light comes on, it starts cutting out. But I don't know. Let's throw a little bit more boost at it and see what that does. All right, turn the launch RPM down 100, and then I put 12 on the gate, which should be about 16 pounds of boost. We'll see what that does. Well, even though I turned it up about 3 pounds, it 60'd less and ran a little bit slow. Well, was it faster or slower? It's about the same. All right, I didn't change nothing that time. I just let it cool down a little bit.
115.
It needs 60 foot, man. See, that would have been, if I could have 1-3 that time, that would have been a 5.8 easy. Yeah. At 615 at 115, but it's spinning. The tires right now just 150, 160. And if the track's good and prep, man, this thing will 1-3 something. And we got those CO7 tires. Maybe they'll make a difference, but it's hazing the tires bad. But I just let it cool down. I didn't do anything. And look, 615 at 115, it probably 14, 15 pounds of boost. But right here's the problem. Right here, if we could 1-360, any you take off this doubles up here. So if we could get 6, that's at least 0.15. That's a 6.0, 5.9. Yeah, I'd run about a 5.9 on that setting, which is about where we was, but we got less timing in it now, so we don't burn another hole in the piston. But I think that's about going to do her. Will's going to head home. He got to go to work early.
Yeah, I got to get up 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that burnt my butt. Down pipe.
See you, YouTube. See you Saturday, probably.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see, man.
So Friday, we're going to bring my car up here and do 650 index. Well, Friday, we're going to dial it into 650, and then Saturday, we'll run 650. So there we go, guys. It just had too much jet in it. When Christopher was here, the wideband was just reading, it was reading wrong, and we thought it was lean, so we kept adding jet, and it started cutting out, and it was cutting out on me at the top of first gear, but only at the top of first gear. And I raised the limiter in the box, and it seemed to have got rid of that. Either that or where I was throwing more boost at it made it leaner. I think it's still too fat with 85 jets in it, but I forgot my GoPro cable so I could see what the AFR was. So that GoPro I got, you have to hook it to a computer, download it, and then watch it. And I forgot the cable. It goes from the GoPro to the laptop. But yeah, trapped 115. That's about where it was for this amount of boost. It just run faster time. I think we trapped 116 to 118 before. But now we've got a little bit more timing taken out of it so we don't burn another hole in the piston. And if we could 60 foot 1.3, it would definitely be with the same amount boost, 5.9, 6.0. But what I heard, they've scraped the track, so. TJ. But yeah, y'all have a great day. Chris might come back down towards the end of the middle of June, probably. But yeah, when Chris comes down, we'll try to turn it up a little bit more. But yeah, just to compare, this is the fastest pass we've ever had on this combo, and this is before we went through the motor and had the carburetor redone. We rebuilt the motor because it wound up getting a hole in the number 2 piston, which that cylinder still had compression and everything. It just had a burn spot in the top of the piston. I don't know really what caused that. The intake gasket did pop out in that area. Maybe it weaned it out. Maybe it blowed the head gasket and weaned it out. I'm not sure, but yeah, this thing on 1-360 foot on a good prep track, they had scraped the track and they wasn't really prepping the left lane, which was, you know, the typical, which was the $35 lane. Then they had high prep on the right lane, which was $100, and I didn't want to spend $100 to go racing, but for the test and tune. But we'll definitely work on this a little bit more, and we'll get a. We'd like to see it getting a 5.5, hopefully a 5.3, but and this is our best that we've ran since we've went through the motor. But we're getting it back to where it was. We are running less timing than we was before, just to make sure nothing bad happens. But what do we have? A 13860 at a 117. So we are down on power just a little bit because mile per hour is about 2 lower. But if this same pass had that 13860 foot, what is that? 38, 40. That's 0.13. So that makes a 0.26 difference. So that would be a 589? Yeah, a 589. So I don't know, but we'll keep working on it and we'll try to get it
try to get it faster and faster. But y'all, thanks for watching, and y'all have a great day.